So if you're watching this video, you've probably got a website and it's probably not doing what you hoped it would. Maybe you spent thousands getting it built. Maybe it's just a template you launched in a rush. Or maybe you haven't touched it in years and now it shows. It looks dated, it sounds confusing, and deep down, you don't even like sending customers to it. Well, you're not alone. In fact, most business owners I talk to every day feel the same way. Your site just doesn't match the level of excellence you bring to your work. It's not selling, it's not converting, it's not clear, and it's not your fault. You were never taught how to build a website that works. You were taught how to build one that exists, and today I want to fix that. I want to give you the clarity, the structure, and the confidence to make your website your most powerful salesperson, because that's what it should be. Before we dive in, here's who I am. I'm Mitch Meador, founder of Brand Nerd, and 7 years ago I flew to Nashville to study with Donald Miller, the creator of the StoryBrand framework. That trip changed everything for me. It gave me a language for something I'd seen over and over, that clarity always wins, and confusion always kills. Since then, I've helped hundreds of business owners clarify their message and build websites that turn browsers into buyers. And today, I want to show you how we do it. Let's start with something foundational. Your website matters. It's not just a digital brochure. It's not a placeholder. It's not a box to check. Your website is your digital real estate. You own it, you control it, and you don't have to rent attention there. It's the one place online where you decide what the customer sees, what they do next, and how your business is positioned. And yet, most people treat it like a side project. They post once on Instagram and think they've done marketing, but social media is a rented billboard. Your website is your home. And if your home is cluttered, confusing, and hard to navigate, people don't want to stay. They'll leave, and you'll miss the chance to earn their trust. The problem is simple. Most websites are confusing. They're built to impress, not to communicate. They're full of features, but not benefits. They're full of about us language, but nothing about the customer. Plus, they load slow, they read heavy, and they require the visitor to work too hard to figure it all out. Steve Krug says it best in his classic book, Don't Make Me Think. When we're creating sites, we act as though people are going to pour over each page, reading our finely crafted text, figuring out how we've organized things, and weighing their options before deciding what to click. But they don't. Most of the time, they're just muddling through. He's right. People don't read websites. They scan them. They glance at headlines, they hover over buttons, and if something doesn't immediately make sense, they leave. That's the cost of confusion. So how do we fix it? We make things simple. We use structure. We use rhythm. We use story. Let me show you how. I've worked with enough business owners and tested enough headlines to know this. The brain is lazy. It doesn't like burning calories on confusion. Donald Miller taught me this back in Nashville. He said the brain is always asking 3 questions. What is it? Does it help me survive or thrive? And what do I do next? If your website doesn't answer those questions clearly and fast, the brain tunes out. It literally stops paying attention. And this is where story comes in, because story is the brain's favorite structure. When you tell a story, the mind relaxes. It knows what to do. It leans in. It listens. Why did Jesus teach with parables? Because stories stick. Stories go deeper. They're not just remembered, they're felt. Here's how it works. There's a character, your customer. They want something, but there's a problem in the way. So they meet a guide, that's you. And you give them a plan. You call them to action, and that plan leads them to success. Or it helps them avoid failure. That's it. Simple, clear, story-based. And when you apply that structure to your homepage, everything changes. Now I want to talk about rhythm, because story isn't just about plot, it's about pacing. And nothing makes this clearer than Gary Provost when he says, this sentence has 5 words. Here are 5 more words. 5-word sentences are fine, but several together become monotonous. Listen to what is happening. The writing is getting boring. The sound of it drones. It's like a stuck record. The ear demands some variety. How boring is that? Now try this. Now listen. I vary the sentence length and I create music. Music. The writing sings, has a pleasant rhythm, a lift, a harmony. I use short sentences, and I use sentences of medium length. And sometimes when I am certain the reader is rested, I will engage them with a sentence of considerable length, a sentence that burns with energy and builds with all the impetus of a crescendo and the roll of drums and the crash of cymbals, sounds that say, listen to this, it is important. That's the rhythm you want. In your words, in your headlines, in your entire homepage flow, because clarity isn't just about what you say, it's about how you say it. Let's talk structure. Every high converting website I build follows the same story-powered layout. Here it is. The header, a clear one-line statement of what you offer and how it helps. No jargon, no slider, just a billboard. The problem. What's frustrating to your customers? Call it out, show that you understand, dig deeper beneath the tangible surface level problems and get into the emotional and philosophical problems. The plan, 3 simple steps. Make them feel doable. Make it feel so that working with you is so easy, they'd be silly not to do it. Call them to action. Don't hide behind your button. Make it bold, make it clear, make it strong. Be direct in what you ask them to do and make sure that it's clear and obvious throughout the site. Then there's the stakes, success or failure. Show what it looks like after they hire you and the success that they'll experience, or what could happen if they don't. Sprinkle in failure because there's a real cost for not doing business with you. And then make sure your story is there, but position yourself as the guide, not the hero. Credibility without ego, empathy and authority paired together for powerful connection. And don't forget social proof like testimonials, reviews, client logos, and real results and case studies. Simple, right? But not necessarily easy to do on your own. And that's where I come in. My job is to help you make your message make sense. Because when you confuse, you lose. But when you clarify, everything changes. People understand what you do, they trust you faster, and they take the next step. And one last thing, clarity isn't just a marketing move, it's an act of service. You can't love your customers if you're making them work to understand you. Simplicity is a kindness, structure is a gift, and your website, if done right, becomes a beautiful act of generosity. If you're ready to fix your website, here's what to do next. Sure, you could read Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, and I highly recommend it. His follow-up, Marketing Made Simple, is also pure gold. But let's be honest, you don't need another book on your nightstand. You need a website that actually brings in leads. So if you want to skip the reading assignment and jump straight to the part where the right clients start showing up, ready to buy, let's work together. Book a consult using the link in the description. We'll look at your message, we'll look at your homepage, and we'll make a plan that works. Imagine waking up with clarity about how your site supports your business. Imagine feeling proud to send people to it. Imagine a future where your website isn't holding you back. It's pushing you forward. That's what we do. So let's get started. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe so I can keep helping you level up your message and website.